Hey folks, Ariel over here. Where today I wanted to show you really quick what is, as far as I know, the fastest and easiest way to get foundation into your frames if you're using some kind of actual wax foundation in the frames in your beehive. I think this works for any style of frame that has wires running through it, which I think is most, not just the lay-in style frame in the horizontal hives we have. But anyway, this idea is not original to me by any means. I actually learned it from the guy who built these hives, and I don't know if he invented it or if it was somebody else, but this is what I try to do. I try to learn useful things through my life, and I've been so blessed to do it from so many different people, from parents and community members when I was growing up, to all kinds of different people I've worked with or lived near, to books, to podcasts, to videos, and so on. And if I find something to be useful and helpful, I try to pass it on so more people can know it, because I think that's the way the world should work. Anyway, this is the way I have been putting the foundation in the frames. So this is the easiest way I have found to add wax foundation. That's what this stuff is. It's just a thin sheet of real beeswax. I got mine from Dr. Leo's website. There's multiple places you can get it. I wasn't interested in using the plastic foundation. That doesn't seem very natural to me. And this is a set of vehicle jumper cables. This one actually goes to like a charging box that plugs into the wall, but the first round of these I did before Clay said, oh, use this one. I actually used jumper cables hooked to my car battery. And I'm just touching the wires in this corner and that corner and closing the loops. I'm running a tiny bit of circuit through here. And if you guys watch really close, I've not been counting as I'm talking, I'm starting to see the lines show up. The wires are under there in 4 spots, and I'm just starting to see the little bit of warmth melting into the wax just ever so slightly in those lines. Can you see those lines starting to show up? And the first bunch of times I pulled this off way too quick. I want to make sure these don't touch when you're not wanting them to. Can you see the lines like right here, right there, there's one right here, and one right here? That's where the wires melted in. And here's what the other side looks like. You can see the wires, and it's not melted in ever as far as I think it looks like when I'm looking at this side, but it's melted in enough that the foundation stays put in the frame and doesn't fall out no matter how I shake it there. And the bees will build it out from there. But this is definitely, I've found a very handy way if you have access to any kind of way to jump a vehicle in a battery or a little charger thing like this to, oops, I want my wires on the other side there, to do this, which seems more convenient to me than the little wax roller, things I remember like my dad doing when I was younger, where you had to actually press the wax in. That just seems more fragile, and like it maybe doesn't get quite as good a set as this does. Actually letting the wire warm up and melt slightly into the wax. For me, with this jumper box, it seems like I was having to count to about 50. With the car battery, it must have been putting out a little more power because I was counting to about 30. If you have something more powerful, so go really slow at first. You may need even less time. Also, if your wax and stuff are warmer, you may need less time. This is a good inside project to do because it's been freezing and snow flurrying and raining outside again. It is not actually raining and snowing right at this moment here in the middle of August. This clip I had recorded back in June when I did a whole lot of these filling the frames to put into the beehive, but give it a few more weeks and we'll be back to snow. I just never got this video put together then. So my wax is not very warm to start with. If you're somewhere where it's like 90 degrees already, you may need a lot less time to embed this. And I'm going to call that good. Again, hopefully you can see those lines have showed up there. I'm just starting to see the wire come through in places. And on the other side, it's just nicely embedded in and once again secure so it doesn't fall out of there, and I can give the bees a little easier start on some more of those frames. This is what I'm using in this video. This is one Clay's had around forever. He uses it for keeping equipment and stuff maintained through the winter when it's not being used a lot. It's got multiple settings like 2 amp, 10 amp, and actually jumping a vehicle. I was running it on the 10 amp setting. There's multiple battery tenders like this of all kinds of styles and brands. I think any of them would work. Like I said, the first time I did it, I actually just used my pair of jumper cables that I keep in the back of the car and hooked it right to my car's battery and did the same thing. This isn't plugged in, so I can touch these, but you know, touching the two ends to the two ends of the wire on the frame, and it has worked really well. So if you have any kind of battery tender like that you use to maintain, I don't know, snowmobiles through the summer, or four-wheelers through the winter, or heavy machinery when it sits for a little bit, or just a regular pair of jumper cables for a vehicle you drive, that's a pretty easy way to get your foundation into your frames.
We hope you enjoyed it.
Come back next time for more adventures.
Thanks for watching.